Hello everyone, today's video is going to be unscripted, so you know what that means. Anyway, as for the rest of you, I'm finally going to be talking about Palworld. I wanted to talk about this game a long time ago, way before it actually, fully came out of early access, but I decided to wait and see what would happen because every update, changed something or added a new PAL and things like that. So now that the game is fully out of early access and we have so many different things to explore, I finally wanted to let my feelings be known about this game and how much I adore it. Now, I will admit this, okay? I am a Pokemon fan, alright? And you'd think that would mean that I would be against this game or something ridiculous like that, but no, I'm not. I'm actually enjoying this game a lot more than Pokemon. I don't know why. I think it's mostly because there's just something about this game that Pokemon has not been able to, scratch that itch for, if you get what I mean. I'm not saying that Pokemon is, necessarily bad or anything like that. I just feel like it could be a bit better. But enough about those two. I'm not trying to compare those two to one another because they both do their own little things. All I will say is that I'm thoroughly enjoying all of the new areas you can explore in Palworld, all of the new, characters you can encounter, and also the story which has, changed since the last time you played it. Because, I've not really played this game for an entire year actually, so a lot of things has changed since I last played it. I don't know if they swapped the positions of where all of the pals used to be, especially the boss pals, but it doesn't seem to be too different, but I don't really know. But if you feel like they swapped the positions of where the old boss monsters used to be, let me know, because I think they have. I just can't quite, put my finger on it, if you will. Anyway. So they swapped where those are, and they've added a few new islands, such as the floating islands, which are pretty great, and they're a bit of a nightmare to get to if you don't have a flying pal, but I was just playing off an old save, so it was pretty easy to get there with my jet dragon. Oh, is it jet dragon? I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce its name. Anyway. So I got over to there, I explored what was happening, and I've been trying to capture as many pals as possible, because they've added a ton of new pals since the last update, if you will. And also, it feels absolutely amazing to finally get to the World Tree. After all of these years just looking at it from a distance, you can finally get inside of it. And you even get a cool little cutscene as well, which I will not mention what happens in the cutscene, but it is pretty darn cool. And the inside of the World Tree is also pretty amazing. You can tell how much effort was poured into it, but that is a bit of a spoiler territory, so I won't mention too much on what it looks like. All you do need to know is that it's definitely, well, varied. Yeah, I'll say that. It's varied. It's got plenty of stuff for you to do in there. I've not really explored it too thoroughly, so I can't really explain what you do there just yet, but again, that's spoilers, so I'll just move on. As for the rest of the island, it still is, the same as usual, just with, some secret bosses you can encounter. Or, like I said before, the positions have changed, so it does feel like it's a new boss. And also, it can take a little bit of a while to get used to the system they introduced, where every time you defeat a boss, you get a token for it, which allows you to beat another boss in the future. I think that's a way of, making the player level up before they head into a next area where everything's a bit harder than it should be. I think that's what they've done with that, but hey, that's just my opinion on it. As for the sanctuaries, they've definitely changed what those used to look like. If I remember this correctly, when you headed to those islands, there would be a bunch of those PAL, what are they called? Freedom fighters or something? I don't know what they're called, but the point is, whenever you went to those islands, you would get like a wanted level or something like that. And the people on the island would try to stop you. The new one, now they've got a little like sphere dome over the top of it, and each island will have a security drone which will you know, scan around the island, and each area will be a little bit more difficult than the previous one. I found that out the hard way when I went to one of those islands and almost got myself completely wrecked. So you definitely have to prepare for advance before you go to any one of those islands. Well, I mean sanctuaries, but yeah, you get the point. So you have the, you know, main island, and some things have changed, but other than that, it's still the same as everyone, you know, remembers it by now. As for the Faybreak Island, I've not really noticed anything different from that one just yet, but I think again they've changed a few things. For example, certain bosses won't appear until it's nighttime. I don't remember if that was like that before or if that was always, you know, a thing, but for me personally, it looks like they changed how that works. So now you have to wait until nighttime arrives before you can defeat the other bosses, which is a nice way of, you know, making you wait until certain events go on and happen and things like that. Because now you have to plan out what you're going to do in the day and also plan out what you're going to do at night as well. So that's pretty cool. I do like that, and it gives me a reason to, you know, do something during the day and also during the night as well. But that's the day and night cycle thing, which I don't know if they changed or I don't know if it's the same. Anyway, I'm rambling on a little bit too much here, so I'll just wrap up my thoughts nice and neatly. If you have not played Palworld before, I highly recommend that you do it now that the game is fully out of early access. There is a lot of things that you can do in this game now. Like, there's so much stuff that you can, like, find. There's so many different pals you can encounter. And, you know, different events that were definitely not in the original game before. So, again, I highly recommend you go and play this game. It is amazing. And you can also play with friends. So that's definitely a plus. Anyway, that's my thoughts and feelings on Palworld. Let me know how you're enjoying the game in the comments below. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.